Good morning from Cabarete, Dominican Republic, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm gonna answer some of your questions regarding wing foiling, and let's get started. What's the weather requirements for good wing foiling? Well, the good thing about wing foiling is that it doesn't matter the water conditions. You can go in like on flat waters, but it's actually more fun in choppy waters, and I love wing foiling in a waves. You just can ride endless waves, and like it's also, I feel like we can go wing foiling when it's a little bit lighter than when I go kite. So when it's very light, I just take my like 4.5 meter slick and this board, and I go out and have fun and cruise around or ride waves. Did you start with a bigger board? What is the best board to start on? I started on a SUP foil in the Grenadines with Jeremy Tronet, and it was a really big board with a big foil, and it was quite easy to get on. But then I went straight to 55 liter, which is like quite small for me. So I was like struggling when I was learning, but I already wanted to get a board and to ride on, and I think I did a mistake. And I think the best board to start on is, you should start on bigger board, like let's say 6'3", which is 140 liters. Do a few sessions on that, and then transition to something around your weight in liters. Is it easier than kite surfing, and is it better than windsurfing? Okay, so I have never windsurfed before, and I also don't want to windsurf because I don't want to do more sports. I'm too busy doing all these sports. So I don't know, but people tell me, and I can see that it's very similar to windsurfing. And is it easier than kite surfing? I think in the beginning it's just, I don't know how can I compare this, because it's like such a different sport. It's like foiling, and kite surfing is like you have contact with the water, and I just feel like when you kite you have more impact, and when you foil you just like fly around. But what is easier and harder? I don't know.
Can you teach me?
Well, yes, maybe. We can make a deal. So you can learn in a lot of iron clubs around the world. They have 17 water sport centers around the world offering kite surfing, windsurfing and wing foiling rentals and classes. And they are, as I said, they have 17 centers around the world, so go check them out. What's the lightest wind I can wing foil in? I kind of like to wing foil in light wind, but in the beginning it was a nightmare. It was a nightmare because I learned in strong winds, and then I actually didn't know how to wing foil in light wind, but now I got better. Now I can wing foil in light wind. I like to wing foil when it's like 12 knots. When it's less, I think it's like very difficult, but I only also use like 4.5 slick is my biggest, so there is also like slick goes up to 7 meter, which is like so massive, so I think you can wing foil in light winds.
After hours of wing foiling, which part of the body feels soreness?
Oh my god! Like wing foiling in the beginning is so exhausting because all you do is like pump like this, but like what is really, it's like my body, I wing foil since like 1 year, and my body also changed. My core got stronger, and like my upper body got so much stronger. So you need your hands to have power in the wing, and it's good. It's a really good sport. You use the whole body. How long does it take to get the hang of it? Well, it depends. It depends if you kite foiled before. It depends if you windsurf before. You have advantage if you've done one of these sports. If you don't know how to foil yet, it's a little bit harder because you also have to get the feeling. It's different than riding a normal board, so that's also harder. And it depends on the person if he has some background in these sports or not.
Why you do wing foiling and not real surf?
I think I'm connected to the wind sports because I kite, and then the wing foiling came. I wanted to try, and it was so awesome, and I can always like do it next to kiting, so that was easy. And like I want to surf, and I want to learn to surf. I surf a little bit, but I'm not good, and I think this is my challenge. I want to surf. but I am so busy with all these other sports, and then I'm also tired, so I have to divide my time sometimes. I can't do everything, but I will be spending more time in cabarete, so I think I'm gonna get into surfing slowly. Don't you think that the tricks are limited in this sport? That's what's holding you to start. Well, first of all, there's so many good tricks that you can do on wingfoil already, and the sport is so young, like Titoan doing double backflips and all these guys doing flips and front flips, which I also want to do a flip. Oh my god, soon. But I think it's like amazing. I think there is so much potential in this sport, and as well in racing. Kitesurf or wingfoil? I don't like this question. Everybody asks me this question, and I basically don't have an answer because I love to kite, and this is what I have done for half of my life, and I keep doing it. And wingfoiling, I do it on the side. I love it too, and it's something I have passion for now. But I kind of love kiting too, so I can't say what I like more. I just keep doing both. Do I change my stance from one side to another side? Well, I mostly ride like this way, and I will switch this way. But I'm changing sometimes if I go upwind, for example, to go somewhere further. It's like better because you can really on the foil you can go so easily upwind. And I have to go as well more on the other leg because I need to learn, because for my racing competition I should actually train that. So yeah, it's better to switch stance, but I most of the time ride just one side. What equipment is the best to start wingfoiling if he's 86 kilos and wants to start? Well, it's difficult to say because you have to learn on a big board. It's better in the beginning. So I would suggest you take a first lesson or rental in a school, and then you can try it and see if you like it, few lessons, and after that I would go down to like a smaller size, like around your weight. So let's say if you're 86 kilo, you can either take 85 liters or 95 or 105, depending on what you want to do in wingfoiling. It's when you have a bigger board, it's easier. When you have a smaller board, it's a little bit harder to get on it, but then it's worth it because it's more maneuverable. Yeah, also a really good board to start is from Fanatic 6.3 soft top, which is basically for learning, and it's a good board to start on. And you also asked about the foil. So like I think the best foil to start on is, I think, the mast. It depends on the spot, but the mast should be 75. I think this is the best to start with. And the front wing around 2000 or 1750. 2000 for the first lesson, and then you can go down. I started on 1500 actually, but before I started on 2000, and then you go down. Now I'm on 1250, and sometimes I use as well a 900.
How long are you wingfoiling?
It's gonna be 1 year. I need to celebrate. I started here in Dominican Republic 1 year ago, struggling with my 55 liter in kind of light winds, and I was having a hard time. Why I'm in Dominican Republic? Oh my god, well, there's a lot of reasons. It's an amazing place to live. It has perfect conditions all year round for doing water sports. I can dedicate my time, I can divide my time into time that I focus on working in the mornings and being in the water in the afternoon. And I think it's like such a beautiful place. It attracts a lot of people, and there's a nice vibe. How many liters is my board? So currently I'm using 45 liter from Fanatic Skywind, which is 4.7. They have a range from 4.6 up to 6.3 in this Skywing boards, and as well they have a carbon line which is from 4.8 up to 5.6, I believe. There is a really good board 6.3, which I already mentioned, which is soft top, perfect for learning. And my favorite size, I think, is the 45. I will also try the 35 to be able to flip and be more maneuverable and in the waves. And then as well, a size for me which will be good for very light wind or for racing is gonna be 60 liter. How difficult is it to learn these 180 and 360 rotations? Well, I think it depends where you come from your background, because I think windsurfers, for example, it's very similar, but it's also difficult to even learn how to jump. So first you have to learn how to jump, and then you can try 180, then you continue with the 360 or different 360s. It's fun. I don't really know how long it takes. How long it took me, few weeks, I guess, but it depends, like, but you will see. Just if you want to try it. It doesn't matter how long it takes until, like, if you enjoy it, just keep doing it.
Which wing size do you use the most?
So my favorite wing is a slick here. It goes from 2.5 up to 7 meter, and my favorite size so I have been winging mostly here in Cabarete, Dominican Republic, and I mostly go on a 4 or on a 4.5 in light wind, or on 3.5, which is a little bit stronger. I also have a 3 meter for stronger winds, and then I think the 4.5 is the biggest I need. I also sometimes ride a 5, but it's in very, very light wind. One quick tip that I would give to a beginner would be stay patient and keep trying, because it's worth it. I have so many friends it's like a nightmare for them to go winging, and I keep pushing them, and I hope they're gonna be wingers one day as well. I think it's good to have a good instructor and take a good course, and then it's easier. And then you just have to go out and try and keep practicing and keep going and wing with more friends and get more experience, and then you can become a good winger. What is the best place to learn? I think any place is good to learn. It doesn't really matter on the conditions. It has to be deep. Like, it cannot be shallow like kiting, because it's better when you start kiting in the shallow waters so you can walk around. But when wing foiling, you actually need deep water because you have a foil. And it doesn't matter where, but like, it's perfect on like 20-25 knots is good to learn in. Even in lighter winds with bigger boards is fine. Yeah, any kind of locations. And wing foiling is growing. Cabarete is an amazing place to wing foil, so if you want to learn, come here. Is it too late to learn if you are 40? Well, it's perfect. Like, it's amazing, and I think it's good because it's such a peaceful sport. When I go out, I go doing a lot of tricks, and it's very exhausting, and like, it's fun, or I just go cruise and meditate on the water. It's so good. You have to try.
Would you consider hosting a wingfoil clinic?
Of course! I love wingfoiling, and I love to give my experience to others when it comes to coaching and when it comes to getting people into the sport. So I am interested in doing wing clinics next year for sure. Let's see. Guys, this is over. Thank you so much for all the questions. I hope I answered some of them, and I hope I gave you a better idea about wingfoiling, and I hope to see you on the water. If you have any ideas, what would you like to see in my next vlog? Write it down in the comments. Stay tuned, because more vlogs are coming out, and I can't wait to share with you each week something from my life. Stay tuned.